watching Morency Unfiltered on the Fantasy Sports Network. I am Gabriel Morency. Let's do this thing. It's the final program of the week. Another very productive week. We hope you enjoyed the shows. Check them all out on the Fantasy Sports Network's YouTube page. We had a lot of great guests this week. We conclude this week's programming with some AFL talk. We'll get a little CFL talk in as well. NBA draft. We'll give you some picks for the weekend as far as the Euro, the Copa, NASCAR, CFL. A lot of stuff going on. So let's bring in Myk Aussie right now to talk some AFL football. What's going on, Myk?
Yeah, Gabriel, the EU's not overtaking the world, but us Aussies, mate, doing all right. Number one draft pick again in the NBA, Ben Simmons, another NBA champion, and we got an Aussie playing again in the CFL, so we're doing all right, mate.
That's right. Your boy Dellavedova, Delhi, wins a championship, and you know, it's amazing. We got a picture actually here of him, and here he is playing. He's playing like beer pong. Like days after they won the championship. Except it looks like, you know, he lives in like a garage or something, Myk. You know, like, dude's pretty hardcore though, man. You know, you Aussies like to drink. He's no different, right?
Oh, yeah, but, you know, he didn't do much this year in the playoffs, but last year, that one game, mate, I'm a fan of his ever from that one game last year. He was fantastic. Kyrie Irving was fantastic, but I'm kind of glad they won in the end.
You know, I didn't really realize that. It's true. Ben Simmons, Australian. Who was the number one pick in the draft last year?
Well, it wasn't him, but Bogart was our other number one pick.
Oh, it's Karl Anthony Towns. All right, it was number one last year. Thanks to Feinberg there. Late night last night, guys. Computer database a little slow. But you know, the year before that, it was Wiggins. I'm just saying, a year before that, wasn't it Bennett? Saying, you know, pretty consistent, you know, it's like Canadians freak out whenever it's not a Canadian drafted first overall in the draft. Oh, what's going on? You know, if you look, the NBA, you know, Canada, America, now Australia with Ben Simmons going first overall. One thing with Ben Simmons, he seems like not a lot of people like him, Myk. Like the Australian national, his teammates weren't big fans of his. He played with Louisiana State LSU Tigers, and his LSU teammates didn't really like him very much. Seems like he's a real egomaniac, this kid.
Well, I don't know about that, Gabe, but you're good media, but there's some bad media out there. Just like they say PK Subban's no good. I'd take PK Subban at the Oilers any day, mate. So there's a lot of BS involved too, eh?
Yeah, no, you're right. You can't believe everything that's printed in the media, and as far as PK Subban is concerned, listen, I don't know if the Canadians are going to trade him. I don't think they would, but enough is enough actually right now, and it's pretty clear that it's going to be same old if you're PK Subban dealing with Michel Therrien. Michel Therrien and Bergevin, the GM of the Canadians, they grew up together on the same street, all right? So every time Therrien goes off and starts ripping Subban, he's got the backing of the GM when he does this, which means that the GM also enjoys bashing Subban. And I don't know what you know, Mr. Molson thinks about it all, but at this point in time, if I was Subban, I'd say I'd demand to be traded. They've screwed him around enough in Montreal. Just just get the hell out of there. The Canadians aren't winning anytime soon, and PK Subban on the Oilers would be a nice fit.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, mate, but hockey's all right. They got to change the rules, mate. It's basically a guy gets it, goes like crazy. They've got to make more scoring. It's no good for the fickle fan, mate. You know what I mean? Come on, NBA playoffs was way more exciting.
What did you say? What did you say? Hockey, the guy gets it, and he goes crazy? What?
Oh, yeah, well, they're so quick, and they're quick nowadays. They just get it in the backfield and go like crazy and shoot things. Some goalie's sitting there with big pads on. It's crazy. They got to change the rules. Anyone knows that.
Myk Aussie's take on hockey. That's gold. That's going to go viral right there.
True. It's true. Jay Moore said it one year, and he basically said that all they do is skate around in circles. And, yeah, it's a bit boring, mate. Come on, let's be honest. I love the juniors and the Olympic Games, but NHL, overrated.
All right, Myk Aussie. I'm not, you're not crazy. All right, I'm not calling you out. I'm not calling you out for that. All right, so we got more bye weeks this week. I don't know, Myk. I mean, we got what? We got 3 or 4 games to talk about this week, but we'll start off with Great Western Sydney and Carlton, Great Western Sydney, minus 49.5 points against the Blues.
Yeah, I'd like this week. You should take these 4 games all together to win, because the spread's a bit hard. But Giants will win. It's up there in Sydney. Blues had a rest. Blues are one team that could cause an upset, so I don't think they'll cover the spread. Take the Blues on the plus, but Giants should win that one. They're a very good team, mate. Young, very good team.
Yeah, like you said, man, all the games this week, the numbers are huge. They're a big point spread. So, yeah, Great Western Sydney, 49.5 points. Now we got the Saints and the Cats here. Geelong, 34.5 point favorites. Make another big point spread.
Yeah, now the key with this one, it's in Elliott Stadium. It's got a roof, so there's really bad weather in Melbourne. And it rained last night, and the Magpies won, but they should have the roof closed. So I like the Cats to win. The Saints have had a week off. They got their big Nick Riewoldt back at full forward and Ruckman. But I like the Cats to cover. They're my early pick for the flag, mate. Take the Cats, then I think they have a rest the week after, so they'll just be going hammer and tongs, ready, knowing they have the week off next week. Take the Cats to win, and I reckon they'll cover that.
You think right now your pick is the Cats to win it all?
Yeah, at this stage, yeah, if you can get some money on now, the Cats, I'd go Cats. The experienced teams start to come up, mate. Look, you see the North Melbourne Kangaroos, they're dropping off. They've lost 3 in a row. The Bulldogs are starting to drop off a little bit. The Cats, the Hawks, the experienced teams, they're starting to come through. But key injuries can cost any team, you know that.
Yeah, right now the Cats are plus 300, so they're 3-1 to win the grand final. Sydney's 5-1. Hawthorn Hawks are 5-1. Great Western Sydney, Giants 5-1. Your Crows, Myk, Adelaide 7-1. Western 9-1. North Melbourne, not a lot of love for North Melbourne right now, Myk, huh? 12-1. People, they're starting to fade a little bit. We got my West Coast Eagles 12-1. You know, West Coast are weird, Myk, as you know. You know, one week they look like they're the best team in the league, and then other weeks they're just terrible. Like, you know, they can't tackle. You know, it's very frustrating watching them. I don't know what you call it, Myk, like with the loose balls and stuff. Like in basketball, you know, we call them the 50-50s. And, you know, some teams just always sort of get the loose rebound. It's like the West Coast never gets the loose ball. You know, they always lose the battle, it seems.
Yeah, I'd say they're a bit stuffed away from home, mate. Is that a good saying? Stuffed away from Perth, the nice weather over in Perth, the beautiful beaches, even in the winter, the beautiful women. They're a bit stuffed away from Perth. They travel to Melbourne. They don't like Melbourne, so they should be extra angry when they go there. But no, they're a bit stuffed away from home.
It's like all teams like that, though. It's like football. They're almost like, you know, like the Rams used to be. Now they're back in L.A. Like you said, you know, you get these sunshine teams like the San Diego Chargers have always sort of been known as soft. You know, the same thing. You got the beach, you know, the blue jerseys. The fans are all laid back. We've been to a Charger game. You know, they're not really rowdy or anything. The visiting team's fans are crazier than the people in San Diego are. So, you know, it's the same thing with, like, West Coast. Like you said, they got it too easy out there in Perth. It's too beautiful.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're as soft as Feinberg's Chargers, but no, they're a good team. But they don't travel well, mate. They don't play well in Melbourne, but they've won premierships in Melbourne. So you've got to win in Melbourne to win it all, mate, you know? All
right, so the Hawks are 52.5 point favorites against Gold Coast. You can't trust Gold Coast. They get blasted all the time.
Yeah, they'll win, but I'd probably go the plus on Gold Coast. It's down there, and as you say, you got to travel. It's an unknown field, so pretty high. Hawks have got a few injuries, but they got Hodge back. He's a great player, so Hawks to win. Like I say, I'd put all those 4 bets that I said. I'd put them all together on a double parlay? Is that the word?
Yeah, it would be like 14 parlay, but
yeah.
What does it pay? It doesn't pay that much. It's the problem. No, it's impossible. It's only minus 315 still.
Yeah,
And even if we throw, let's throw West Coast in here. You get it down to, you can get it down to about minus 220 yourself. You take every favorite on the money line this week in the AFL. So one last game, Myk. Even though it's not this weekend, it's on Thursday, but it'll happen before we speak next Friday. My West Coast Eagles, 74.5 point favorites against the Bombers. Bombers covered that big number last week.
Oh, where is it? Is it in Perth, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Bit early to tell, mate. You got to watch the weather. Like I said, it probably won't.
That's a
rain
lot of
there,
points,
but,
74
yeah.
points, man. They got to win by 75.
12 goals. They can do that. Yeah, they can do that over there. They can do that. Let's not go that. Bit early to tell, mate. They can do it though. Absolutely, they can.
All right. So before we let you go, I assume you're going to the Ottawa Red Black Edmonton Eskimo game.
Oh, there's a bear shit in the woods, mate. Of course, mate. I've got season tickets this year. I go every game. It's a great social event. I reckon the Eskimos are going to win. Their defense is suspect. We've lost Grimes and Ojo Johnny, and we've also got a guy from Buffalo Bills as a linebacker, mate. So I think the Eskimos will win. Their offense will be on fire. Their defense, their secondary's a bit suspect, though, mate. Yeah,
I think it'll be a higher scoring game. The Edmonton Eskimos are 6.5-point favorites in this game. Total is 53. It's a Grey Cup rematch from last year. Ottawa were really the better team last year in the Grey Cup game, but they couldn't get it done in the fourth quarter. Props to Edmonton, but that was a bogus penalty and stuff. That was a crappy way to decide a Grey Cup. On a replay, let's review a pass interference. Like, let's just think, oh God, like that's if you're Ottawa. Ottawa's got this game circled, Mick. Grey Cup rematch. I wouldn't be surprised if the exact same thing happens. That Ottawa lose like a heartbreaker. Edmonton wins by 3 on a late field goal or something. But I got to take the 6.5 points with the Red Blacks. The spread's too high, Mick.
Oh, I don't know. You're going to upset some people in Edmonton when you say that Red Blacks were the better team in the Grey Cup. But I do like Riley, and I do...
Hey, I bet on Edmonton in the Grey Cup. They screwed me. They didn't cover the point spread. They won on the money line, but they screwed me. And anyways, we have more viewers in Edmonton than Ottawa, so it doesn't matter. I'm just calling it like it is.
Well, on your sports rage, the draft picks was fantastic. You did a great job in picking Mazzoli last night, the former Oregon Duck. I also like Riley as quarterback. I like Bowman, but I went for Getzlav as receiver because they reckon that Bowman might be double-teamed. So Getzlav. I also like Jerome Messam, even though he's a Stampeder. I like him as well, mate. But
I like Messam, too. Yeah, Messam on DraftKings. I got Messam on my team, actually. But what was frustrating, Mazzoli, but I swear, I was convinced I had Fantus. So I'm looking, I'm like, if Fantus scored a touchdown last night, I'm like, damn right, man. I have him on my DraftKings lineup, and I did it for some reason. It really pissed me off. I like Sinopoli, the guy in Ottawa. Is good for DraftKings this week, and Brad Sinopoli. But nevertheless, so anyway, so Ottawa's getting 6.5, and the other one, Mick, is Dave Dickinson makes his debut as the head coach with the Calgary Stampeders. 3.5-point favorites in BC. This one, the money line's -165. I don't really think too much of the Lions, Mick, but every year the Lions are sort of overhyped and they don't deliver. Maybe this year's different, that they're not being overhyped at all. Wally Buono back coaching there, too. Interesting, Buono versus Dickinson.
Yeah, I think Stampeders will be up there again. I don't like to say that. BC Lions, I don't know, mate, great quarterback, but Stampeders have lost over in BC before when they're expected to win. Maybe they go out on the Friday night and they realise that the nightlife's a lot better in Vancouver than Calgary. But no, I think Stamps will win that one. But
well, the nightlife must suck in Calgary because the nightlife in Vancouver ain't that good.
Anyway, with this DraftKings deal with the CFL, mate, that's fantastic, and that's really going to help the CFL into America with your audience on the Fantasy Sports Network and also the kids in Canada. Like, I got 4 going here. I got Fantus on one. I see you have the Bombers as well on the Sports Rage one. I picked the Bombers as my safest bet, so it's fantastic. I got a few of them going, mate.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I was wondering how many people will be playing the DraftKings on CFL, and one of the pools that has 11,000 people in it. So that's pretty good, actually. That's 11,000 people, basically, that, weren't paying attention to the CFL before. And it's a domino effect. They're going to see it. People are going to see it on DraftKings, and even if they're like, well, I don't want to play the CFL, but then they notice that the game's on ESPN, and they go, damn, I could have played this on DraftKings, and then they'll start watching the games. They'll be playing DraftKings. It's good for DraftKings. It's good for great for the Canadian Football League. But I was talking to somebody last night. Actually, I was at the Argo Ticat game, and somebody around the league was telling me that basically the DraftKings CFL was done by ESPN. ESPN owns a piece of DraftKings, and they're showing CFL football. So it was actually ESPN's idea. Hey, do put this on DraftKings. So, you know what? We criticize ESPN a lot, but this is something, you know, that they're thinking about the big picture, ESPN. So job well done right there by ESPN. And I don't say that often. So I agree with you, though. I think the Stampeders are going to win. And in fact, the Stampeders are my pick to win the Grey Cup. You know, the CFL season's like 2 years long, so people will forget this. But I say that the Calgary Stampeders bounce back. Bo Levi Mitchell has a big year. And Dave Dickinson wins a Grey Cup as a rookie head coach.
Well, I get annoyed when they call Bo Levi Mitchell. If you're going to give him the third name, give him four and say Bo Levi James Mitchell. Why does he get three names? I don't like that. That's some American coach did that. It's Bo Mitchell. I don't, you may be right. Stamps might win it, but I don't like to admit that. But, like, the best thing that come out of this weekend already was Masoli. He's been backup quarterback for like 4 or 5 years at Hamilton. He's finally going to be good. It takes a while, even for the star NCAA quarterbacks to survive and play well in the CFL. We get the occasional guy like Ricky Ray or Buck Pierce that come in straight away, but it just shows fantastic that Masoli play well, and all the NCAA fans need to start watching the CFL because it's a lot of fun.
Myk Aussie, you can follow him on Twitter, @Myk Aussie. Great stuff, Myk. Thanks for joining us.
All right, and good to see you giving away some Australian pillows on the Fantasy Sports Network, one of your adverts, not those New Zealand sheep pillows. See you later, mate.
That was quite the segment, actually, man. Myk left us quite a bit to chew on, although Myk's take on hockey's the best. Yeah, they're skating around, they're going in circles, they're going crazy, and there's some big guy with pads on. So, yeah, good breakdown. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. Morency Unfiltered.